My Twitter feed was brightened up this week by an exceptional attempt to do climate denialism during the middle of a heatwave. So earlier this week, I was chilling out, probably my lunch break or something, I don't know, and scrolling through Twitter, or what is now called X, which is always intriguing. It's just fun to know what all the conspiracy theorists are up to. That is most of the experience of being on Twitter these days. It's just you kind of get to see what people who are on the political right and also spend their entire lives online, you just get to see what they're up to. It is also incredible just how much the entire website is fueled by conspiracy theories now. But the latest one that I've stumbled across was so there's a guy called Lewis Brackpool, who I think also uploads his videos to YouTube, who his thing seems to be that he's discovered freedom of information requests. So this is where you can send a freedom of information request to a public body or to a government department, and you can get information which is like if there is information which is reasonable for them to provide you for like transparency purposes, they will provide it. Usually takes quite a lot of work because they have to sort of redact any information that is not necessary to give you, and it's complicated. And there's certain rules about you have to send, like, it has to be like a specific request. You can't just ask for, please send me every email you've ever sent. It has to be like, oh, hi, Department for Culture, Media, Digital Culture, Media and Sport. Can you send me every email you've ever sent? But you can say, can you send every email that you've sent? One other tweet I saw of his was to do with vaccines, right? Because of course it was vaccines. And he was interested in, I think basically someone from ITV had written to someone in the government to be like, hey, can we help out getting people enthused about vaccines by putting a vaccine story in like Coronation Street, which is a soap. Yeah, I guess if you want to call that sort of government propaganda or whatever, go ahead, I guess. I'd call it responsible public health, but I guess on his terms, there's an argument maybe. But this guy's topic of the week fascinated me. Because his topic of this week was climate change, the climate crisis, the climate hoax, maybe he'd call it, I don't know. Like net zero. And the right are very against net zero. That seems to be like the phrase that they've picked up upon to be the thing that the sort of like the slur for climate change. And he had discovered through documents he had obtained from the Met Office, apparently, he discovered that 80% of the Met Office, which is the meteorological office here in the UK, 80% of their temperature stations aren't very good. Apparently they are classified as poor or unreliable by international standards. Local relevance. The Met Office is based in Exeter, which is not very far from me. So that's fun. Always good to have always fun to have a local link. And presumably he'd sent off these freedom of information requests some time ago. Presumably he'd been like working on this for a little while. We managed to choose a week in which to kind of publish this great expose, in which the UK was sort of experiencing a bit of a heat wave. Here we go, the BBC saying heat wave has just ended. And so, as here we go, this is next weekend. The heat wave is coming back a little bit, and I'm aware that for the Americans watching, for some people in other countries watching, like 30 degrees, 27 degrees, 29 degrees doesn't maybe seem super hot to you. The UK just isn't designed for heat. It just nowhere has aircon. Our houses don't really breathe. They're sort of designed for the winter. So not that all of them are particularly warm in the winter either, but they just don't sort of do well in the heat. And so it was fantastic to be reading this tweet about how maybe global warming wasn't happening, whilst wearing a t-shirt and shorts with all of the doors and windows open. Just like... I would have sat on this for a week, you know? I'd have sat on this information to a point where it was raining or something. It's one of those absolutely fantastic moments where you're just like, oh, sorry, do you think that sort of if the government weren't trying to spread the climate scam or whatever you want to call it, we'd all currently have jumpers on? Like, what's going on here? But then this thing sort of nestled in my brain for a little while. And this seems like an interesting angle to me, right? If you're a climate denialist, and you want to suggest that global warming isn't happening, and your angle is that the thermometers aren't very good, why would that matter? Like, why would it matter whether the thermometers were any good or not if the thing isn't happening and the media narrative is made up? Like, why would they have to have good thermometers to make up the thing? Like, it just seems like that wouldn't be your sort of criticism, you know? Like, that wouldn't be the angle I would go for. Would be the equipment which you are not measuring the thing with is broken. I also like, my response to that is, oh, the Met Office's temperature stations aren't very good. Maybe we should, you know, if you want to sort out whether or not there is a climate crisis happening, whether or not the world is warming up, surely you should want to give the Met Office more money in order to be able to have better thermometers so we can measure whether the thing is happening or not. And also, you know, fortunately, the UK is not the only... It's not the only country in the world. But I am mildly... I am mildly fascinated with what the reasoning would be for it to matter that the Met Office's thermometers suck if they're making the thing up. Thank you so much for watching this clip from one of my Monday night live streams. If you would like to watch more of these clips, but do so ad and sponsor free, then you can do so by heading over to my premium streaming service, Nebula. Signing up to and watching videos over on Nebula is a great way to support my work. Not only do we get much more security that you will be served our videos over on Nebula in a way that YouTube tends to be much more fickle with. We also get more per view when you watch stuff over there. And we also get a little kickback if you sign up using my personal link, go.nebula.tv/Tom Nicholas. Even better, while you're over there, you can watch my debut feature-length film, Boomers, which I made last year and was not too long ago named as a Webby Awards honoree. So that was very nice. And you can also watch my Nebula exclusive class, How to Research Like a PhD Student, where I take you through a bunch of research strategies and skills and stuff which I picked up in my academic days and which I use all the time in putting together my videos. That link again, if you would like to sign up for all of that wonderful goodness, is go.nebula.tv/Tom Nicholas. Thanks so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next video.